Hello, Ghosties. I'm Chance Lee,
And I'm Amanda McAvoy.
and this is That's So Gothic, a movie podcast about dreamers, deceivers, dungeons, and the damned. And Amanda, what do you think you're looking at, sugar tits?
What can make geometric shapes the size of a football field?
What kind of machine can bend a stalk of corn over without breaking it?
Can't be by hand, it's too perfect.
So the aliens can't read our minds.
Oh.
Some animals around the county have been acting funny. Some of them violent. It's almost like they act when they smell a predator around.
Amman, Nairobi, Bangalore, and Jerusalem as the
Same
latest.
shows on every station.
Every station?
It is the 18th reported crop site in that country in the last 72 hours.
I'm a little scared. All this stuff on TV. Joe Gills was in here talking about the end of the world.
They're staying in the shadows. It's called probing, to make sure things are all clear
Clear for what?
for the rest of them.
There's a monster outside my room. Can I have a glass of water?
Ground forces are being assembled.
What's happening? Don't be afraid.
It's like War of the Worlds.
Believe it's going to pass. Don't be afraid.
They're in the house.
Here it comes. Don't be afraid.
My favorite Mel Gibson quote.
Oh my God. This is a very quotable movie, I will say.
um, released in 2002, Signs was written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan. It stars Mel Gibson as Graham Hess, a former Episcopalian priest who happens to have a cornfield. Joaquin Phoenix as Merrill, his brother. Rory Culkin as Morgan, his son, and Abigail Breslin as Bo, his daughter. And this is, you think it's a story about aliens, but it's actually a story about a widower learning to believe in God again.
Yeah, it's very I don't want to say lifetime movie, but it has a real religious bend to it.
There's a religious spin-off of the Hallmark Channel, like,
Mm,
that started, and because I think Hallmark was a little too racy for Candace Cameron Bure, so she ended up jumping ship from Hallmark to some
right.
other, like, Christian network. Um, I could see them playing this movie on that
Yes.
channel. Great American Family, GAC.
Oh. Yeah, this
I could see
movie
them making Signs a GAC original series.
yeah, definitely. This movie gives me the same vibes of I don't know if you're gonna, like, relate or know what I'm talking about, but supermarkets will sell books sometimes, and then like, I remember I bought one time at my local Hannaford's. I bought a book, and I thought it was, like, science fiction drama. It was called The Lazarus Man, and it was about a man who kept coming back to life, and I thought it was just, like, a regular fiction book, and then I read the whole thing, and it was about Jesus and, like,
Wow.
you know, being found, so, um, I feel like this movie is in the same category.
Walmart has that display too. There's always a
Yes.
little, like, kiosk in the middle of an aisle with Bibles and devotionals and religious books.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
So this movie made over $400 million against a $72 million budget. And
Wow.
we will get into this later. How the fuck did this movie cost $72 million?
Yeah, yeah.
We'll talk about that. It has a 76% critical tomato and 67% audience tomato. So flip-flop,
Wow.
but pretty close. I normally respect Roger Ebert's, if not opinion, at least his knowledge of cinema.
Right.
He gave this film 4 out of 4 stars, a perfect score for Signs. And I have to read a significantly long paragraph
Okay.
that he wrote. This is two paragraphs that are not adjacent to each other, but I
Okay.
stitched them together. M. Night Shyamalan's Signs is the work of a born filmmaker, able to summon apprehension out of thin air. When it is over, we think not how little has been decided, but how much has been experienced. Here is a movie in which the plot is the rhythm section, not the melody. A movie that stays free of labored explanation and is about fear in the wind. This is not the happening, sir. Fear in the wind, in the trees, in a dog's bark, in a little girl's reluctance to drink the water. In Signs. In Signs, he does what Hitchcock said he liked to do and plays the audience like a piano, excuse me. There is as little plot as possible and as much time and depth for the characters as he can create, all surrounded by ominous dread.
Wow.
What movie did he watch?
Truly. That's wild. And, like, let's be clear too, you and me, I feel like, are the biggest M. Night Shyamalan forgivers. Like,
Mhm.
we love M. Night Shyamalan here. We have talked about a couple of his movies now.
Mhm.
This movie is, I feel like, I'm so surprised that it has that high critical rating and semi-high viewer rating because this is the movie that I feel like everyone should hate from M. Night Shyamalan. This is him at his most self-satisfying, cheesy, like, but it doesn't work.
No. Had you seen this before?
I have, and I will say I remember liking it a lot more than I did this time. Um, I will say, like, I remember I think I watched it when I was relatively young, probably right around the time it came out, and there were parts of this movie that genuinely scared me at that point. There is, we'll get into it more, but I do think there is the dread in this movie is pretty good. Um, there
Mm.
are moments that I like, that are tense, I should say. Um, but yeah, I feel like I've seen this movie definitely at least once before, if not twice. What about
Wow.
you? Yeah.
So I saw it once before in the theater.
Mm,
Um, The main thing I remember is that it was the first time I went to a movie theater that had you put your own butter on the popcorn. I had never seen that before, and I put way too much butter on the
yeah,
popcorn the first
yeah.
time, and it was a gross, disgusting mess. So,
Mhm,
I was really upset about that, and I thought the movie was a little boring. Um, I had seen The Sixth Sense, fine, liked it. I had seen Unbreakable, which was his second
mm,
movie, hated that one.
mm,
And then this one was just kind of like an in between bit of a dud for
yeah.
me. Um, and so yeah, I think any dread is not there on the rewatch because it
Mm,
just amounts to nothing really in
yeah,
the end.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, I thought maybe as an M. Night Shyamalan apologist that I would find something to like in this movie. And I did, but it
yeah,
really was like grasping for something that's really hard to grasp. I can't think of a good metaphor right now,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
like but oh yeah, I did not like this movie. And I was really surprised that Ebert didn't mention Spielberg because this is
mhm,
clearly M. Night Shyamalan trying to do the Spielbergian alien shit that
yes,
he did in the 70s and 80s and is doing again with that movie where Emily Blunt's, like, clicking a lot.
yeah, yes, I can't remember what it's called, the new one
D
coming out.
Disclosure
Yes.
Day.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, from the beginning, it opens like a Spielberg movie. It has this
Yeah.
dramatic, like, Spielberg knockoff score. Like, "Hey,
Right.
Google, write me a Spielberg score." Like, that's how this
Yes.
movie begins, and I don't know what Ebert was talking about how it lacks labored explanations and a forced climax. The whole
Oh
thing
my
is
goodness.
forced. Like,
Yes.
this movie tells you everything.
Yes.
There's a scene where Cherry Jones, who plays the sheriff,
Uh-huh.
and Joaquin Phoenix. Can you tell me anything about Joaquin Phoenix's character other than he used to play baseball and, like,
He used to
lives in Mel
he
Gibson's
used to play
house?
baseball, and that one guy in the store said that beautiful women should have been licking his toes.
I wrote that down. Wild
Okay.
line of dialogue, which honestly I appreciated. That was such a ridiculous line of dialogue that I loved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Um, there's nothing else, and he
Nothing.
says, "I don't think I'm helping," and Cherry Jones says with all seriousness, "You are."
And
Okay,
that's
great.
it. Yeah.
That's it. They tell us, I don't know how many times, there are no coincidences, and near the end of the movie, there's a flashback to the fucking movie. Like, we
Oh
just
my
saw it.
god. I know. That pissed me off so much, and it's a flashback to a scene where they are just literally speaking out the what's the word? The thesis of the movie. It's just Joaquin Phoenix and Mel Gibson just speaking the thesis of the whole movie out loud, and then not only that, but they, like you said, flash back to it, like, 20 minutes later, like, it's not that much longer, maybe 30.
No.
Yeah.
Like, it's the most heavy-handed thing,
Mm,
and then even aside from that, this is an alien movie. I think M. Night Shyamalan is someone with very limited range, which is
mm,
fine. I also have better to have limited range than no range.
exactly.
Um, and he's very good within a certain lane, and he really overextended himself here because this is a movie about a global alien invasion that has no sense of scale,
No.
consequence.
Mhm.
It's like it really is like a short story one of my students would write in, like,
Yeah.
freshman level college, like,
Mm,
without any sense of how things in society actually work.
yeah.
And even within the realm of the movie, like, are we supposed to believe that if there weren't these coincidences, Joaquin Phoenix wouldn't have tried to hit the alien with the baseball bat that was right there?
Right, exactly,
Like, I
exactly.
think he would have still done that if Mel Gibson's wife hadn't been cut in half and randomly said, "Swing the bat," as she, like, croaked on the hood of a car.
Right, right, yeah, I think those 2 dots would have had a line.
And then going back to how the fuck did this movie cost 72,000,000? So, the short answer is Mel Gibson. He was paid $25,000,000 for this movie, which
Yeah.
we'll get into Mel Gibson a bit later. I do think honestly earned.
Really?
Yeah, I think
Interesting.
he deserves it. But even then, so like I adjusted this for inflation. So 72 million then is 136 million now. And Quiet Place 2, which
Uh-huh.
is not a good movie. Um Spielberg must have seen Emily Blunt in that and been like, "Get this bitch clicking on
Yes.
in my film." But have you seen Quiet Place 2?
No, I haven't seen the second one.
Well, it might have even been in the trailer, but it has this killer action scene with
Mm,
Emily Blunt in the car, like the SUV with her kids as the alien invasion happens. And she is like driving backwards in reverse, like flooring it. That scene is so fucking good
yeah,
in a $60 million movie. That movie costs half of what
yeah.
Signs doesn't have a single fucking action scene
No,
in it.
no.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
I was, so aggravated. And then also, like, I understand that, like, digital is cheaper and, like, buying film is expensive and movies used to
Mhm.
cost more just because of the sheer cost of film, but, like, the special effects suck.
Oh, they're so
Um,
bad.
you've got 4 actors who are basically in one place for the
Yeah,
whole movie.
right.
I'm gonna come back to that as well. But it's like, where did this money go? I
Yeah,
mean, they're lucky it made so much money because that just seems like a real wasted dough.
truly. Yeah, 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 the special effects are I mean, obviously, it's, like, kind of the time, but it's just so bad, and there were so many choices that they made, in using the special effects that was so unnecessary.
Put a guy in a costume, like
Yes. Because I found out too in looking at the cast that there's the scene where the alien, like, jumps up on the roof and they see him briefly. That's a guy. That's a guy up there. Just keep using that guy.
yes,
Have him skitter around.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's get into the cast and crew of this
Mhm.
film. I'll go try to go from, like, people we might have the least to say to those we might have the most to say. So, no offense to Rory Culkin, but I do think he is the also, like, least interesting in the movie and least interesting of the Culkins.
Yeah, I don't follow the Culkins a lot. I was very shocked when I found out that there is a 3rd one, and I met him in this movie. He quite possibly could have been the first Culkin I ever met because, I didn't see Home Alone as a kid.
Mm,
Um, yeah, he kind of I don't really know what his deal is. He's the youngest Culkin, I found out,
mhm.
which actually kinda surprised me because I would have thought, who's the Kieran is the popular one right now? To the
He's
7th?
hot now, yeah.
Yeah, 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 he's hot now. I thought he would be the youngest because it seems like his career kind of took the longest to do anything with. Um, but no, Rory's the youngest. He kinda seems like the most, laid back, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I don't have a lot to say about him.
He seems like he'd be a good hang. I think
Yeah.
as adults, I think he's the cutest one.
Mm,
But also, yeah, the whoiest. He's done the least.
yeah.
His career started playing younger versions of his siblings in movies.
Ooh,
He played
great.
younger Macaulay Culkin twice and
Wow,
younger Kieran Culkin once.
wow.
So that's how his career started, permanently attached to his brothers.
That
Don't even know what he's doing now.
has to do something to your psychology.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe I know Macaulay got fucked up, so
Yeah,
hopefully he at least kind of maybe escaped that a little bit.
I hope so. Yeah.
Abigail Breslin, Kit Kittredge, American Girl, always to
Yes.
me.
Yeah. She is so fucking cute in this movie.
She's adorable.
She is so cute. Again, if you listen to the podcast, we are usually kid haters in a lot of ways. But oh my god, I loved her. There's the scene where, spoilers, the aliens lose and she
Off
comes out
screen.
after yeah, off screen. She comes out from watching the TV and she goes, "The people on TV are going like this," and she does this dance move. And then, Mel Gibson goes, "Oh, they're dancing?" And she goes, "Wait, go like this." And she just does it again. I audibly went, oh my god. She's so fucking cute. She's
She's really
adorable.
charming. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love her in this. She hasn't had the same success, I feel like, as an adult actress.
Mm.
She's still acting.
Yeah.
Um, Weirdly, she's in I don't know if documentary is the right word that I haven't seen called Living with Chucky, which is about the Child's Play movies. She's not in any of them, so I don't know why she's in this documentary, but maybe
Interesting.
she's a big Chucky fan.
Yeah, I hope so. I kind of I wouldn't say I know her the most from, but I feel like when I picture her this is a show I didn't even watch, but I picture her in Scream Queens,
Oh,
the
yes,
Ryan Murphy show, um, with Emma one of the Emmas, there's many
Emma
Emmas.
Roberts.
Emma Roberts. For some reason, that's just where I associate her the most from.
I forgot she was in that.
Is she I feel like I've brought this movie up before, and I was it? No, it wasn't Abigail Breslin, it was the other adorable little actress, Millennium Man with Robin Williams?
Is that the one with Jesse Eisenberg's sister?
It's
The Pepsi girl?
that's the girl. I think I brought this movie up before on the podcast.
Pepsi girl walked so Abigail Breslin could run after the van in Little Miss Sunshine.
Truly. That's right, too. I forgot about Little Miss Sunshine. She's so great in that. She's
That
adorable.
movie was a cultural moment.
It really was, and it continues to be.
I will always love Kit Kittredge, American Girl. It makes the
Yes.
Great Depression look so fun. Um, but it's a fantastic movie. I love
Oh
that
my god.
movie. There is in the community where I work there's a company called Junk King,
Mm.
which takes your junk, I guess, away. Do not know how this came up in conversation with the Junk King, but I learned that the Junk King also loved Kittredge American Girl. He had watched it with his daughter and was like, "That's a
Oh,
really good movie." He said, "Yes,
fun.
it is, sir. I don't have kids, and I still watched it and thought it was a
Yes.
great movie."
Put that on the cover, like that quote, instead of some highfalutin reviewer. Great
A great
movie. Junk
movie, Junk
J
King. Yeah, but so Junk King approved,
Oh, good.
Kittredge. Joaquin Phoenix. Okay, so I really think Joaquin Phoenix might be my favorite actor, comma, male. Um, I
Mm,
I don't I feel like most of my favorite actors are female,
yeah.
and I don't really think about male actors a lot. But when I
Mm,
see Joaquin Phoenix, I think even if this sucks, he's gonna
he's
be good
gonna
to
make it.
watch.
Yeah, he is wonderful. How do you but are you a fan of Joker? The Joker?
Joker Joker to me was Joaquin Phoenix's greatest hits. He is doing
Mm,
stuff that he's done in other better movies,
okay.
but you get a more concentrated dose of it in Joker,
Yeah,
and the less said about the sequel, the better.
interesting. Okay.
I really like him in Inherent Vice. That's one of my favorite
Ooh,
movies, and Beau is Afraid is not a good movie, but he's very good in it. If it was anybody else, I would have left that 3-hour shit
really?
show very quickly, but he's
Yeah.
phenomenal in it.
Mm,
Um, did you know that this role was originally cast, Mark Ruffalo?
really?
Mhm.
Interesting. I will say I think that makes more sense age-wise, although I guess I don't know. How far apart are Joaquin Phoenix and Mark Ruffalo?
That's a really good question. Joaquin Phoenix is 51.
Huh,
Mark Ruffalo is 58, so he is
okay.
older.
Because it was a little distracting believing Joaquin Phoenix and, Mel Gibson were brothers. I feel like maybe a
Joaquin
full nephew would have been better. Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix was like the accident baby. Whoops.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
because I think they're 20 years apart. So
Yeah, Mel
little
Gibson's almost 80 now.
yeah, a little distracting, but yeah, he's great in this. I like Joaquin Phoenix. I wouldn't say he's a favorite of mine yet, but I also just haven't watched a lot of his movies. Yeah.
And he has nothing to do in this movie. I forgot he was even in it, honestly.
Yeah. 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 Well, because he was did The Village come out before or after this?
That was after.
After. Okay, so he impressed M. Night Shyamalan here and moved
Mhm.
on to The Village,
Yes.
where he had a little bit more to do.
I think everyone gets more to do in The Village. Will
I think
always be fond of The Village.
yes, The Village has a soft spot in my heart. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about M. Night Shyamalan himself,
Mhm.
who cast himself as the only brown man in this whole movie, I think.
Yeah.
The only brown face we see,
Yep.
and who's also kind of a murderer. Like, just like, what a
Right.
terrible character, terrible role, and he cast
Yeah.
himself in it.
Do you think he that character, they focus so hard on the fact that he fell asleep at the wheel, not that he was drinking. They bring it up multiple
Mm.
times. Do you think he only did that because it was him playing the role? He was like, "I can't be a drunk driver. I'm M. Night Shyamalan."
I bet, 1, that's part of it, and
Yeah.
also his just, like, this movie having no sense of any sort of consequence whatsoever. Like,
Mm.
everybody is innocent.
Yes. Yeah, right. He was like, I can't deal with that drama. I have aliens. I
Yeah.
can't have that on top of it. That'd be crazy."
The aliens are the bad guys, everyone else has to be a saint.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if we've said this before. This is our 3rd M. Night Shyamalan movie we've talked about.
Mhm.
This movie has a lot of scenes that are meant to be funny, that are very funny to me, and I wanna see M. Night Shyamalan just do a comedy.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
that would be great.
I feel like it could go either way because I think the closest from what I've seen that went, like, really into the comedy was, um, what's the grandparents one? The first one we talked about? The
Visit.
Visit? 'Cause I feel like he really the young son character was, like, the comic relief, and I do kind of feel like it was not that enjoyable
Mm,
if a whole movie was that type of comedy. I think he was great for that. Um, so I don't know. I don't know that I trust him with that power.
that's fair. Well, the comedy transitions into an actress who I did not mention in the beginning because she's
Mhm.
only in one scene, and that's Merritt Weaver, who
Yes!
I adore.
Yeah, I know her from, she had a minor role on New Girl, and
Oh, okay.
it was the same time that she got really popular on Nurse Jackie and won, like, the Emmy for it, and I was so confused when I saw her win an Emmy because I immediately thought it was for New Girl, and it's, like, such a minor role. She's great. She's so charming, and she's really funny in this movie.
Her scene where she confesses to swearing is hilarious, just from her delivery
Yes.
to even Mel Gibson's reaction.
Yeah.
The script is good. Like,
Mhm.
she kills it. She really steals that one scene, and I didn't know she was in this, so I was
No.
delighted when I saw her name in the credits,
Yeah.
and was like, "Who's she gonna be?" And her scene was my favorite in the whole
Yeah.
film. Is
Yeah. I
douchebag
didn't
a curse?
just depends on how you use it. She's so good. Yeah, and she's so young in this. She's a little baby. So good.
She gave the best Emmy speech of all time where she said, thank you so much. I have to go now." And then she walked off stage.
Love that.
Best speech. Yeah. Um, all right. We've arrived at Mel Gibson.
Mhm.
Tell me your thoughts on Mel Gibson, because I have a lot to say.
I'm surprised because I don't know that much about Mel Gibson. I know him primarily from his tabloid presence in the 2000s.
Mhm.
Um, I don't think I've seen a lot of his movies. Let me double check that, because he was in what was the really famous 80s action one he's in?
He's
Um,
Mad Max.
Mad Max, I've never seen and Lethal Weapon, I've never seen. Um, I've never seen Braveheart. Apparently, he
You're
was in
not
Chicken
missing out.
Run, which I love that movie.
He's the
Who is
rooster.
Oh, he is, okay. Um, yeah, I haven't seen, like, What Women Want. I So I guess maybe it's unfair for me to judge him just on this movie, um, but, like, I think I'm familiar enough with M. Night Shyamalan's writing and how he directs actors at this point that I don't think it's entirely unfair. I didn't like him in this, and I genuinely, the whole time I was watching it, I was like, "I feel like he's a bad actor,"
Mm,
which I'm very interested to see what you have to say. I don't know, the whole time I was watching him, it felt like I was watching someone acting.
mm.
Um, and again, like, you could blame it on the script, but I didn't have the same feeling towards Joaquin Phoenix or from other movies um, that I've seen of M. Night Shyamalan, so I was not super crazy about him, but I guess I'm very interested to see what you have to say about Old Mill, Old Mel.
I wonder, I don't know much about what his experience was on this movie, but I have to wonder if he read the script and then had a different experience on set than he may have been
Mm,
expecting. 'Cause his character is less than one-dimensional.
yeah,
I mean, he really has nothing to work with. Um, but first, yeah, for those who don't know or aren't as old as I am and kinda I don't know if it's because Hollywood conditioned me to like Mel Gibson,
mm,
because he was everywhere in the '90s. So, yeah, Meg he was Mad Max, he was Maverick, which is one of my all-time favorite films. Um, he's a Catholic in real life. He is a father of 9 children.
Holy moly.
He was, I think, at one point, the highest paid actor in Hollywood in the '90s. He
Mhm.
got the $25 million check a couple of times.
Wow.
Um, he was in 40 movies before Signs,
Wow.
and he's only been in about 30 since. His Signs was
Mhm.
kind of the last big
Big.
moneymaker of his career.
Yeah.
He directed Passion of the Christ,
Yep.
which I've never seen,
Me neither.
and did you know that there are 2 sequels in development? Passion of the Christ is now a trilogy.
Boy, so I'm assuming Passion of the Christ is about him being crucified.
This new one is called The Resurrection of the Christ.
So does he not rise in the Passion? They just
I
put him
don't
in
see
they
it.
put him in the cave and say, "That's it.
Done. Credit. Roll credits.
Roll credits." Interesting.
Check back
Uh,
in, 20 years, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Interesting. Um, I will say, as a person who was raised Catholic, I have sort of a morbid curiosity about Catholic history and things like that, so I have always considered watching The Passion of the Christ, so if I do, I'll let you know how it goes.
Well, he's also accused of being anti-Semitic multiple
Yes.
times, a
Feel like
lot
that's how
because
I
of
know
how
him, so
Jewish people are depicted in Passion of the Christ, is my understanding.
mhm.
Did you know that he was appointed by President Donald Trump as special ambassador to Hollywood
Oh,
alongside Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone, and Angelina Jolie's hideous father, John Voight?
oh. Mel Gibson kinda gives me, Ronald Reagan vibes. Has he ever played Ronald Reagan? Feel like he should.
Um, I bet he voted for Reagan.
Yeah, yeah.
If he could vote at the time. He's Australian. I
Oh,
don't
I
know
didn't
what
know that.
his American citizenship is.
Yeah.
The first Mad Max movie was an
Right.
Australian-made movie,
Okay.
and then they became more Hollywood. Um, I going back to Maverick, so Maverick was one of many '90s film remakes of '50s TV shows. Maverick was a Western, and it's a delightful Western comedy that also came out as I was first starting to develop an attraction towards men,
Mm.
and Mel Gibson in Maverick
Yeah.
was the hottest man I had ever seen in my young life. Up to
Mm.
that point, I was so deeply in love with
I need to
him.
look this up.
He's so charming in that movie. Um, I I watch that movie every, like, 4 or 5 years, I feel like, and it does not get old. It's him and Jodie
Yeah.
Foster.
Yep.
Um oh, and he's in that weird movie called The Beaver. Um,
Hmm.
have you
I don't
seen
think I
this?
know this.
Um, it's an early Jennifer Lawrence movie. Jennifer Lawrence had not yet made a name for herself. She plays his daughter. This
Okay.
movie was directed by Jodie Foster, the Jodie
Mm.
Foster. Cannot remember if she wrote it, but it's about an adult man who gets this beaver hand puppet and then won't take it off
Oh,
and kinda starts living his life through this beaver hand puppet. Um,
is is Mel Gibson the one with the puppet?
he's the beaver puppeteer, yeah,
Oh, okay.
and I
Interesting.
actually really like that movie.
I could see that.
And last but not least, because I feel and yeah, so the line that I delivered to you at the beginning,
Mm.
once a long time ago, I was dating a guy and we were at his family's place. I had met his family before,
Mhm.
and, multiple times, we got along. We were playing apples to apples, which I
Oh,
actually don't
yeah.
remember how you play it, but Mel Gibson was one of the cards,
Yeah.
and I remember looking at my boyfriend's sister-in-law and going, "What do you think you're looking at, sugar tits?" And I don't think anyone knew the reference, and it got very uncomfortable very quickly. I thought everybody knew, but that was so he got pulled over for drunk driving
Yeah.
and said that to the female police officer who,
Yeah.
like, tried to ID him. Yeah, he had a tumultuous early 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, bad dark days for Mr. Gibson.
Yes.
And in some ways I'm sympathetic and in many ways I am not.
Right.
Because there was a lot of private stuff made public at that time, and I was a little
Mhm.
sympathetic towards that, like, stuff that was really, really private. His wife or girlfriend at the time was leaking she would secretly record him and,
Oh,
like, leak this stuff out to the
oh,
tabloids, and I found that really disgusting
I do
behavior.
hate that. Yeah.
The antisemitism, the the drunk driving, that you cannot forgive.
Right.
Um, Another thing that I cannot forgive, Amanda,
Mhm.
is the recent film Flight Risk starring Mark Wahlberg
Right.
and Topher Grace, which was
Yes.
directed by Mel Gibson.
Crazy to me.
They really hid that, I feel like, in the
Yeah.
marketing. I watched that film today. Um,
Today? Really?
yes, I had watched maybe 30 minutes of it because
Okay.
HBO Max auto-played it once, and I just didn't turn it off.
Yeah.
And I was startled by how bad it was.
Yeah.
Um, and it's similar to Signs in a way in that you have a small handful of actors in one environment. Like, you
Right.
really are just seeing the interior of this plane for, like, an hour.
Mm.
Um, but, yeah, that movie's it felt like it fell out of the '90s. It felt like someone took a script Mel Gibson pulled a script out of a drawer that he's had for
Yeah.
30 years and blew off the dust and was like, "Take it to
Let's do it.
Hollywood.
Yep.
Get Christopher Grace in here."
Oh my god.
Um, and
Topher.
I it took me too long to realize Topher was short for Christopher.
I just found that out. That's incredible. His name isn't Topher?
His name's Christopher,
Stop.
and he chose Topher.
I'm offended.
I hate it.
Wow.
But yeah, so that's my, treatise on Mel Gibson. Complicated
Okay.
man,
Yeah.
complicated Hollywood figure, probably at the highest of highs and lowest of lows,
It's
really.
true. That's true. Yeah, and I feel like my introduction to him was when he was at a low low, so it's hard for my opinion to change on him.
And yeah, and he's not good in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to be.
Well, let's talk about our gothic elements of this film. Few, episodes ago, we revamped. We have our
Mhm.
dreamers, our deceivers, the dungeons, and the damned. We, I believe, chose this movie in compare contrast with Begonia, which was a gothic alien movie.
Mhm. Mhm.
I I don't think this film is gothic in the least.
No, not even a
Um,
little bit.
and I was trying to figure out why, and I'm curious about your opinion. Like, are aliens only gothic if, like, they're already here and hiding among us? Is it like
Mm.
is that, what made Begonia more gothic? Like, this is a very different type of movie, and it kinda lacks
Yeah.
any of those tropes.
I think what makes Aliens hard to be gothic is it's such a outside force. It's so I'm gonna screw up this
Mm.
word because I can never say it, but existential,
Mhm.
threat. Gothic, it feels like the threat should be very personal, like, whether
Mhm.
that be another person, whether that be, the house that they're living in, like, something that really is, like, specific to a character, I think makes something gothic, and I feel like Aliens is just so far removed from characters in a lot of ways. Begonia was a little bit different because, it was this psychological threat. It was, you know, aliens among us kind of thing.
Mhm.
Um, like I wouldn't think of War of the Worlds as being gothic. Like and they name drop War of the Worlds at one point in this movie. And I think that's the worst thing they could have done
That
because
was
it just
really gutsy,
reminded
I
me
thought. Yes.
yeah, it just reminded me that, like, War of the Worlds, while still also not great, the movie or the book, is leagues better than this movie.
Yes.
Um, 2, there is definitely we haven't really found, I feel like, a movie that has, like, a science fiction element that is like, feels
Mm.
truly gothic. Like, we've tried with, what was the weird, um, what's his name? Sam Neill, um, in
The
space,
spaceship one?
spaceship one,
Event Horizon.
Event Horizon. I think we gave that maybe, like, a gothish or something. We might have
Mhm.
given it a gothic, but it's a harder stretch when it's something it's just it's mentally, it's harder to get there when it's, like, a science fiction-y, sort of futuristic element. Because obviously Gothic, we have our elements that we talk about, but there's also this inherent, like, creepiness, this inherent, like, old-timey feel.
Yeah, and even when we think about American Gothic and, like, fear of the
Mm,
unknown, it feels like this should slot into that, but it doesn't. And I don't know if it's because it's just kinda obvious from the beginning, like, "Yep, they're aliens."
mhm.
Um, and I always resonate with the sense of, like, feeling trapped, and
Yeah,
you don't feel that in this movie. Like, they literally could leave. They almost
yeah,
just drive away at one point,
right.
and they choose to stay. That
Yeah,
takes away that element completely. The house is nothing to write home about.
no,
Um, yeah.
yeah, yeah, I wish there had been more for a movie that's called Signs, they don't really get into the crop circles a lot, which is kind of disappointing because I think some of the creepiest American imagery is, like, crop fields, like,
Mhm.
that. I think they really could have gone creepier with that. Did you ever watch, it was a Stephen King adaptation, or maybe his son, but I think it was Stephen King, like, In the Tall Grass? It
I
was
heard of
a
it.
yeah, like, that is so creepy to me. Like, if the
Mm.
aliens if you saw the aliens, like, doing their little, like, in the cornfields, that would have been so creepy. It would have given that feeling of trapped a little bit better, I think, because it's like, "Oh" actually, you know what would be a I don't know if I was about to say we should talk about it. I don't know that we should because I found it very boring, but I think it's more gothic than this. The movie is No One Will Save You. It's another alien movie.
I've
Did you ever
never
see
heard
this?
of this. No.
So, it came out I feel like I watched it I think it got really popular on, like, TikTok or something when it came out. It's, like, from 2023. I found it extremely boring.
Okay.
Um, the kind of it's very, reminiscent of A Quiet Place. I think sort of its appeal, its, like, pitch or whatever you wanna call it, like, the selling point is that I don't think she talks at all in the movie, um,
Oh,
or at least she doesn't, like, for most of it. Very, very quiet movie. Um, but it's an alien movie, and I feel like that one would work better in the gothic sense because it has that element of feeling trapped.
okay.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I would
You
I would give it a shot.
I feel like it has those creepy elements that are missing in Signs.
The Wikipedia page says the film is notable for having only 5 words of dialogue spoken during its entire length.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are
And I
the
think it
words "No one will save you"?
oh, I don't know, I don't even remember.
Just
Probably,
saying.
though. My main thing that I remember of the movie is that the aliens communicate by doing this, like, clicking sound, um, and their throat kinda makes, like, very sexual movements.
Oh, gross.
I find it very distracting.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, please feel free to watch, let me know what you think, and, it could be an interesting one to compare to, but like I said, I don't know that I would have much to say about it. Maybe it'll be like a bonus at the end of another episode.
Yeah, I'll put it on and see what
Yeah,
happens. Looks like
yeah.
it's on Hulu.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe someday we'll find a gothic, alien or sci-fi movie,
Yeah.
but it's not this one.
It's not this one, for sure.
Think we're in agreement, no gothic.
No Gothic. No Gothic.
Are there any memorable scenes we haven't discussed that you wanted to address?
I have 2 things I wanna bring up. The first one being that this is one of those movies that I constantly get facts mixed up when thinking about it because it's so deeply connected into my mind with the Scary Movie that spoofed it, Scary Movie 3.
Uh-huh.
So I find it very funny that Charlie Sheen is the the Mel Gibson character since both of
Uh-huh.
them have now had, like, major mental breakdowns.
Similar
Uh,
trajectories, yeah.
yes, yeah. Um,
Charlie Sheen is like godless Mel Gibson.
yes, oh my god. He's like his Wario.
Yeah. Yes.
That's so funny. I think I've brought it up on the podcast before, but one of my favorite bits in any scary movie, I thought she was played by Rosie O'Donnell. She's not. I don't know who the actress
It
is in Scary
it's
Movie.
Cameron Manheim.
But the sheriff and her hat just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And it's like that character, the real one was on screen, I couldn't take it seriously.
Oh.
Um, but I feel like Scary Movie traumatized me with the car crash scene. Um, I've always been so afraid of, like, something like that happening to me, not even necessarily exactly that situation, but the situation of you're in a spot where you know you're gonna die. 'Cause oh god, it's really, I will say, like, disturbing to me. I think the Scary Movie one did it even better. Well, not better, I should say, but even more horrifyingly, because they make a lot of, like, sexual innuendos, um, with her pinned up against the tree. But with that said, I also wanted to bring up how I think my favorite line in the whole movie is they're having this really emotional talk, him and his wife who's about to die, and she says, "I just wanted to take a walk before dinner." Mel Gibson goes, "You love walk." It's so bad. Like, immediately when he said that, I was like, "Do you think he, like, said that at her eulogy?" Like, she died doing what she loves. Why?
Walking.
So, so cheesy. Oh, it really it lessened the impact of that scene for me, which I think is a good thing.
That's a, classic M. Night Shyamalan line, I feel like.
Exactly. Yeah, you love walks. Um, but yeah, that's what I have. Do you have any additional favorite scenes?
No, the really funny thing is after I watched this movie, I told someone I watched the movie, and someone said, "I love in Scary Movie when Cameron Manheim's hat gets bigger," and I had forgotten about that, and so I watched the clip, someone clipped it as a YouTube short, and I was cackling on the floor, so I was gonna bring up literally the same scene from another movie.
Oh, funny. Just gets bigger and bigger.
It's so good. That's
S
so, so good, yes, that's
that
classic.
that is Scary Movie at its best.
That was Scary Movie 3 was when the Wayans brothers stopped doing it, and it went
Mm.
to, Zucker and Abrams, who did Airplane.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
that hat thing is a very Airplane style
It is.
Naked Gun
Yeah.
type gag that I
It's
really,
much
really love.
yeah, it's much more like slapstick, but just, like, stupid.
It's so dumb. Why
It's
is it
so
getting bigger? And then she can't even fit it in the car. She's trying to, like, close the door. Uh, classic,
it's
amazing.
so good. My favorite scene.
At least we can thank Signs for giving us Cameron
That is
Manheim's
true.
hat.
That is true.
Well, what else are you enjoying these days, Amanda?
So I had mentioned this to you briefly before, um, but I realized that my Kanopy watch list had 180 movies on it. So I printed out all of them, Like, I printed out the little page with my watch list, and I cut out all the little squares, so all the little, movie covers. I put them in a cup, and I'm gonna try to go through them and just pick out random ones and watch them. So,
I
I
love
did
this
that last
idea.
night. It's so good, and I highly recommend anyone who is like me, who I get such bad decision fatigue, and I will often sit down to want to watch a movie and then end up not watching something because I don't wanna pick anything.
Mhm.
Highly recommend doing this. I try to do, like, a lot of things. Like, I have all of my physical media too. That's my next thing I wanna do is I wanna start randomly picking movies
Mm.
from my physical collection to do the same thing because just get rid of the decision. Um, and I'm really glad I did it because last night I picked out a movie, and I ended up picking out a movie that was one of my first ones I ever put on my watch list. Um, and I almost put it back in the cup. I was like, I really don't think I wanna watch this," but I ended up watching it, and it was a little animated film called A Cat in Paris. Have you heard of this?
Okay.
I
Mm-mm.
think it was I don't know if it won, but it was nominated for Best Animated Picture when it came out. I think it came out pre-pandemic, 2019. It's not, like, very old. It's somewhere in the past 10 years, probably a lot less. Um, and it was just a precious little movie. The reason I ended up deciding to put it on was because it's only, like, an hour and 15 minutes. Um, the animation style, I think, will be divisive. It kind of reminded me of, Kathy comics. Uh,
Okay.
that kind
Chocolate,
of
chocolate, chocolate. Ack.
like, I think it's supposed to be, like, modernist. A lot of the characters have, like, the long, who's that artist? Modigliani faces. Um,
Mhm.
so it's definitely, like, not a type of animation or art style I would seek out. But it's really precious, and it's really, really tense. I actually
Mm.
put it on because I was like, "Oh, it'll be a cute little animated film about a cat, like, no problem." But the plot is basically this little girl has the cat who goes out the cat leaves during the night and helps a thief, like a little burglar. It's, like, very cute.
Okay.
The little girl is nonverbal, she doesn't speak because she has trauma over the fact that her father was murdered. Um, and her father was a police officer, and her mother is also a police officer. I think she's more of like a sergeant. Like, they have a specific name in France because the whole movie takes place in France. Um,
She is gendarme. I feel like that's
something.
a French word I've heard.
Yeah. So her mom is spending a lot of time at work trying to catch the murderer and basically gets embroiled, and the cat gets embroiled in it, and the thief does, and, um, there's, like, some really seriously tense, suspenseful moments that I was not expecting. Um, it's really beautiful. I mean, as you can imagine, it, ends in a very lovely, family, happy way. Um, but it was just really nice, and I feel like it's important to, A, use your library resources, use Kanopy. I feel like most
Mhm.
libraries have access to Kanopy now, and if your library doesn't, check with the largest city in your state. So a lot of times they will, and they allow anyone to have library cards.
Mhm.
And also, like, it's so important to go back and watch these random movies that I never would have picked on my own, but just decided to, the cup decided, because it was just really lovely. Like, it was really good, and I never watch animated movies, so I'm excited that I like one
Mm.
and can recommend it.
I love that. It looks really cool. I did if I had heard of this, I forgot.
Yeah, yeah, it's very cute. Like I said, it's a tight, I think, hour and 15. Um, it's really good. I watched it in the French with English subtitles, but I do think there's an
Mm.
English dub version, so,
Mhm.
easy to watch. Um, I love listening to people speak French too. I used to hate it because I took French in high school, and also being from Massachusetts, we get a lot of Québécois, those
Mm.
people coming down, and those people, I do mean it
Mhm.
derogatory. A lot of them
Yeah.
are jerks. So,
Yeah.
um, but no, I loved it. I loved the I feel like it had, like, one really randomly famous person in it. Let me look it up real quick. Um, it was really cute, and, I mean, I love cats, and whoever they hired to do the cat, whether it was a real cat or they hired someone to make cat noises, it was really cute.
I
Um,
love that.
yeah, it was good. Highly recommend. Use Kanopy. Um, I don't know, maybe I don't recognize any of these people. I don't remember who I thought I saw, but they're all French.
They're all French. Yeah, the French are silly people. It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, they're great. Yeah. So what have you been, uh, enjoying?
I'm gonna talk about Pokemon again. I have been playing well, not really. So I'm gonna take a turn, but I have been playing Pokemon Pokopia, which is the
Oh,
new
yeah.
Pokemon spinoff on the Nintendo Switch 2.
Mhm.
It's kind of Minecraft meets Animal Crossing with Pokemon characters. So, the developers of this game made a game called Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Okay.
Um, and it's very similar to that game in just the way it's structured. But Dragon Quest Builders 2 was one of the most profound gaming experiences of my life.
Mm.
As ridiculous as that sounds, I have never had such an emotional experience playing a video game that I had playing Dragon Quest Builders 2. And I think it is because Dragon Quest Builders 2 makes you do stuff. Like, I love Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I love a cinematic game where it's like, I'm just gonna set the controller down for 20 minutes and, like,
Yeah,
watch this movie play out.
right.
Um, I don't know if this is accurate, but I feel like in Dragon Quest Builders 2, I don't think your character does anything without you doing it. I think you
Oh,
are
wow.
always in control. And there's a lot of, to me, profound moments. And you don't have to be a Dragon Quest fan. I am a Dragon Quest fan, but you don't have to be one to, I think, to appreciate this game. It's its own self-contained story that's enriched if you know the Dragon Quest lore, but otherwise, like it exists. Anyway, the scene I want to call out from Dragon Quest Builders 2, you get to this castle called Moonbrook, which is from Dragon Quest 2, which was a
Okay.
Nintendo game in like the 80s. Irrelevant. But it's this war-torn kingdom,
Uh-huh.
and all the characters are chibi and adorable and very charming. Everybody speaks in like a British accent.
Oh,
Um, it's all dialogue that you read, but they're all Britishy, and the characters are always saying funny things like, you can build a bathroom, that just has, like, a little pot. Like, there's no electricity in Dragon Quest. And when the king uses the bathroom, he sits on the little pot, and then he gets up and he goes, "Now back to my other throne." Like, the game is, like, laugh out loud funny. The
yeah.
puns Dragon Quest is very pun heavy,
Okay.
and they're solid gold. But anyway, the emotional thing. So you go through this battle. You have little characters that fight alongside you. A couple of them get killed, and this hasn't happened in the game before. And so they're little chibi characters, and they're just lying there dead, which is already very upsetting to me.
Right.
I hate when cute things die.
Yeah.
The game, so there's a nun character. She asks you to bury them. So you have to go to your crafting table and craft coffins and
Oh
you
my god.
and headstones, and then you have to pick up the bodies and
Oh,
put them in the little coffins, and then Minecraft style dig out the cubes to put the coffins in, put the ground back on top of them with the gravestone. I've never experienced anything like that in a game where it makes you do these things, and it's
right.
so heart-wrenching to do it. And there's other stuff as the game progresses. I don't wanna spoil any of the plot, but there's stuff where it's like, "I don't want to do this," but you
Yeah.
have to, and the way it factors into the plot and the stuff that they make you do and the way it complicates things, the end of this game had me ugly crying. Like, I was
Mm.
I was a wreck
Yeah.
finishing Dragon Quest Builders 2 of all
Yeah.
things. You look
Yeah.
at the cover, it's, like, got these goofy, derpy fucking little monsters and stuff. Oh, emotional roller coaster. So, Pokopia does not have the same emotional depth to it, but it does
Yes.
have that kinda dark
Yeah.
undertone and these kinda serious themes, but with the Pokemon's always dark. I saw a really funny Reddit post, which was as they said, "As someone who's never played Pokemon before, what the fuck is this?" And it was Marowak's Pokédex entry about how it wears its mother's dead skull, its dead
Yes.
mother's skull. They were
Yeah.
like, "What is this?" So Pokemon's always had that element, so I do feel like it's a really good fit with this
Yes.
team, and I highly recommend both games. Pokopia is much more accessible than
Yeah.
Builders 2, but if you want to be run through the fucking emotional ringer for, like that's a long game too, like
Oh,
65, 70 hours,
holy
um,
moly.
Dragon Quest Builders 2 will wipe you out. It will knock you
Damn.
down and wipe the floor with you, but then pick you up and dust you off. I will say everything comes together in the end,
Good.
but
Good.
it was a oof, yeah,
Wow.
experience. So thank you for letting me share.
Of course, of course. Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
I've been wanting to play Pokepedia. I don't have a Switch 2. I'm sure I will get to it. I swear to God, it's like my phone was going off like an Amber Alert when it came off. It came out, like, everyone was like, "It's Pokemon and Animal Crossing. You have to get it." And I was like, "I want to," so I will be at some point.
Well, thank you, Amanda, and thank you, Ghosties, for listening to us talk about signs. Please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Maybe we'll have a gothic sci-fi at some point. But you can rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and share us with a friend. Until next time, stay ghosty. Bye-bye.